Good morning, I'm Karina Huber. Liam and Noel Gallagher are often referred to as the battling Oasis brothers. But for millions around the world, their band is widely regarded as one of the best and most defining rock and roll bands of the 90s. Oasis is also one of the most successful acts of the past 10 years. Their new release, Stop the Clocks, is the definitive Oasis collection. And this morning, we're joined by Noel Gallagher.
I would like to leave this city, 'cause this old town don't smell too good. I can feel the warning signs running around my mind. And if I could leave this island and book myself into a soul asylum, but I can feel the warning signs running around my mind. Here I go, scratching around in the same old hole. My body feels young, but my mind is very old. So what do you say? You can't give me the dreams that are mine anyway. You're half the world away. Half the world away. Half the world away. I've been lost, I've been found, but I don't feel down. I guess each songwriter has a different process. So mine is, I strum a few chords on the guitar and I'll happen upon a melody. You know, I'm not one for aggressively pursuing my songwriting. It's not something that I kind of devote a lot of time to. If a melody comes and I'm just kind of playing the guitar and it sticks, then I'll kind of go around that a few times. I don't record things into tape recorders or anything. And if I can remember the melody first thing in the morning, it usually means it's a good song. But then I struggle with the words for months and months and months. Find me a hole and I'll move I can feel the warning signs running around my mind. But here I go, I'm still scratching around in the same old hole. My body feels young, but my mind is very old. So what do you say? You can't give me the dreams, 'cause they're mine anyway. You're half the world away. I've written a couple of songs on the road, and they were pretty good actually, but to be quite honest, I get so busy doing interviews and doing the gigs, and then you've got to enjoy yourself and all that. One has to live one's life. I don't aggressively pursue my muse at all. You know, I wait till it finds me. I find that suits my way of life better. I think if you write on the road, you know, you tend to write about being away from home, and nobody wants to hear about miserable songs about being in the middle of nowhere, pining for your girlfriend. It's not my bag, really. Don't feel down. Don't feel down. I never wake up with songs in my head, or unless I've been doing something the night before with the guitar or something. But I usually write my songs by listening to other people's, which sometimes infringes other people's copyright. But, you know, we don't worry about that. Keith Richards said once that, you know, he who has the best record collection tends to write the best music. And I find that listening to great music helps me write great songs. Today was gonna be the day, but they'll never throw it back to you. It's not one of my favourites, but it is a great song. I don't believe that body.
I've heard a version of it by Ryan Adams, which I think is brilliant.
And Mike Flores Pops covered it as well.
Yeah. Somebody on Radio 1, when they first played it, said that they'd found the original Wonderwall. They played it on Radio 1, and the premise was, the blagging bastard. They'd found this tune from the 50s. Well, there's this tune doing the rounds in England that they're claiming, and I was like, really? And somebody played it me down the phone, and I was like, you bunch of dicks. I'm not like one of those songwriters that considers my songs to be children. You know, like you meet people and they say, oh, they're all my, you know, they're not babies, they're songs. I think Live Forever, because it announced us to the world. We were kind of a British phenomenon up until that point. Wonderwall, because it pays the bills. Great chunks of the last record, Don't Believe the Truth, I'm very proud of, because I kind of found, I rediscovered my enjoyment of songwriting, because I didn't enjoy it for a long time, because I felt that I'd achieved so much in such a short space of time, and I kind of went off the boil a bit and started to enjoy myself a little bit too much, as only one would. The album, it's not a greatest hits, it's a best of. So there's a lot of stuff on there that maybe American audiences would not have heard of before. Wonderwall's on it and Don't Look Back in Anger. But I guess the most obvious ones are on it. But there's a lot of B-sides and a lot of album tracks. Because we don't release singles in America, I guess it would be kind of fascinating for the American record buying public, because there probably will be quite a few songs there they've maybe never heard of before.
Now my life has turned another corner. I think it's only fair that I should warn you. Dreaming while you can. Maybe someday I'll help you understand. I'll paint you a picture, 'cause I don't think you live round here no more. I've never even seen the key to the door. We only get what we will settle for. While we're living, the dreams we have as children fade away. While
I drew up a list of all my favourites, and then that came to maybe 30-odd songs, and then there was kind of just drawing lines through reasons why they shouldn't be on there. You know, not a very good recording, don't like the way it sounds, blah, blah, blah. Eventually got down to about 25. Then I felt the album was too long, because the way it's structured, it's like a concert, it's like a gig. It's kind of put together like a set list, and it's roughly about the length of time that we would play in a show. So there's probably 6 or 7 songs that should be on there, but they're not, just because they just didn't fit with the flow, really. But I kind of enjoyed it.
fade
guess the songs that are on there, I'd consider them to be the most famous Oasis songs. I don't really know what our fans want. I try not to have that much to do with them, to be honest. Not because they're not nice people. I don't know, sometimes people, when they meet you, they want you to be something other than you're not. We've never really changed our sound that much because we loved what we sounded like in the first place. I don't really feel the need to change it just for change's sake. But when we play gigs, we give the fans what they want. You know, people who've bothered to get out of their chair and pay the money to come and see you deserve not to be, you know, our rock stars or bands or say we want to challenge our audience. What do you want to do that for? You know, I just want to please the audience. I don't want to challenge them. There's more of them than there is of us. It could end in a fight.
We'll be back in a moment with more from Noel Gallagher of Oasis. Welcome back. We now return with Noel Gallagher of Oasis.
It's kind of, you know, like the archetypical Beatles song is "We Can Work It Out," where they go, that's what defines Beatle music. I think some might say defines what Oasis is. That song freaks me out because it's on Morning Glory, and it doesn't. To me, when I think about it, I think of it as a one-off single on its own with Acquiesce, because it wasn't recorded at the Morning Glory sessions. It was done way before that. I wrote it in Chiswick, in a bedsit, when I was poor. I was living in Chiswick. At those points, I used to write really pissed and out of it, so I can't remember what I was thinking about. It's one of the greatest things that's happened recently in England is a bunch of new bands came along with the Libertines and Razorlight and Kasabian and the Coral and the Arctic Monkeys all started kind of to write music off the back of Buying Definitely Maybe. But I think if push comes to shove, they probably wouldn't cite Oasis as an influence, but they'd cite Definitely Maybe as an influence, which to me is even better.
I used to be myself.
In 93 or 94, whenever it was, we would say this thing in the press all the time, you know, if one kid comes to see us and starts one great band, then it means that it's all been for something worthwhile. And as it happens, I can count about half a dozen really very good bands, really good songwriters in them that started because of our first album. It makes me feel, kind of makes me feel a little bit old, but kind of proud, you know what I mean?
Behind your mind, and don't you know you might find a better place to play? You said that you'd never been, but all the things that you've seen were gonna fade away. I'll start a revolution from my bed. Said the brains I had went to my head. Step outside, 'cause summertime's in bloom. Stand up beside the fireplace, take that look from off your face. 'Cause you ain't never gonna burn my heart out. It's too late. She was walking on by, and my soul slides away. But don't look back in anger, I heard you say.
At the beginning of the last tour, it freaked me out for about 4 or 5 months because I'd noticed that a new set of Oasis fans had appeared from somewhere, and they were all down the front, and they were all very, very young. And it was all very obvious to me it's the first time they'd seen us. So it means that the records have been passed down from an older generation. We were used to kind of people just coming and getting wasted and going mental, and they'd seen us many times before. This lot were kind of like little kids like that, you know. And have you ever had a bunch of kids staring at you? It's very disconcerting, let me tell you. I mean, one's enough. Two is asking for it. If there's more than three, it's kind of frightening. It's like being at school. And but I kind of don't mind it now. Initially, it made me feel like, you know, a bit of a square, you know. But then you just think, you're paying to see me. You know, there you go. How cool am I? Cooler than your dad.
Take that look from off your face. You ain't never gonna burn my heart out. And so Sally can wait. She knows it's too late. She was walking on by. My soul slides away, but don't look back in anger. I heard you say. So Sally can wait. She knows it's too late. She was walking on by, and my soul slides away. But don't look back in anger. Don't look back in anger. I heard you say. At least not today.
I guess my favourite songs would all probably come from the 60s. I don't really listen to much contemporary music, apart from Kasabian and the Kings of Leon, but mainly all 60s music. So it's all the classic kind of rock music I listen to. But today, what would be my favourite song today? Ticket to Ride by the Beatles. I've always had a soft spot for that tune. The Stones, any mid-period Stones, it's great. The Who, the Sex Pistols, the Stone Roses. Mainly 60s guitar pop. It's my thing.
The definitive Oasis collection, Stop the Clocks, is available in stores now. When we come back, we sit down with Grammy Award-winning singer Olivia Newton-John.